So you might be thinking, I've got pain in my shoulder, pain in my knee, pain in my foot. That's where I need to treat this because that's where the pain is. And it makes sense. If you have pain in your foot, you want to treat the foot. You have pain in your shoulder, that's where you're going to treat it. But when you've been doing that, haven't you noticed that the pain doesn't go away? So you might ease it and it might feel really good in the moment. So when you get a massage or you go to a chiropractor or you do some stretches or some exercise, whatever it might be, you get some relief in that moment. And you feel good and you think, yeah, this is what I need to do, focusing on where the pain is. But then it comes back and it doesn't actually go away. So you're always constantly dealing with the pain and you're not able to fix it. And this is where it can start to feel confusing because it doesn't make sense to not treat where the pain is. When we hurt ourselves, we go to the pain site and we deal with it. When we have tightness and stiffness and pain, we go to where that pain is and we try and have massages and apply anything we do, all the treatments there to try and ease that pain. So to focus on any other part of the body, it doesn't kind of make sense because that's not where the pain is. But our body is connected by something called fascia, and fascia is connective tissue, and this runs throughout the whole of the body. And fascia's job is to keep us upright. So when we have the right space in the body, we are breathing diaphragmatically, so getting enough oxygen in the body and exhaling completely to get rid of all the waste. All the cells have all the room that they need. But because of our posture, the way that we stand and we sit, the activities that we do, we start to collapse into the body. And when we start to collapse into the body, the fascia starts to lock and twist us, because it's trying to keep us upright. So if you are having pain in your shoulder and you're collapsing forward, if you release your stomach, your hip, that might release the shoulder because it's all connected. That pull is being pulled in by the hip because of the collapse into the core. So your body works as a whole. And when we are not aware of what's happening to our body, we're not aware of the way that we are collapsing inwards, that compression that we're creating, and we don't know how to get out of that compression, we just focus on where the pain is. So for me, I focused on my lower back. So I was collapsing into the core, there was no room for the organs, and it was causing strain on my lower back. So that's where I focus. I wore belts to try and keep me upright. I applied heat rub and all things that would try and exercises, all things that would try and help my lower back so that I could get some relief. The exercises were all focused on strengthening that lower back because that's where the pain was showing up. I didn't once think that I needed to release the front of my body in order to get relief for the back of my body. But because I was collapsing forward, there was no space in the front, and that's where I needed to focus. And when you're collapsing into the core, you're also not then able to breathe as efficiently as you can from the diaphragm because the diaphragm doesn't have the space. So you then may start to breathe from the chest. And even when we are stressed, we're breathing from the chest. So we're not in that parasympathetic state. When we're breathing from the diaphragm, we're breathing from the chest, which creates that tension, that stress, that fight or flight. And that's where, again, that can cause a lot of tension in the body. So blood flow is reduced, oxygen is reduced, and movement is reduced, all because we're collapsing it. And that fascia is trying to do its job to keep us upright, but it's locking us out of alignment. So then we may not even be able to sit or bring our core back up. That collapse becomes that permanent collapse. And so that tightness, that tension that you're feeling, that can't go away unless we release that collapse, which is locking us out of alignment. So when we stretch, when we have a massage, when we go to see the chiropractor, we get that relief. We feel good in that moment because we're addressing where the pain is, your lower back, your shoulder, your foot, whatever it might be. But it won't go away until we release the restrictions that are locking us out of alignment. It's about chasing the pain. It's about creating space in the body, again, that's been lost over time. And this happens throughout the whole of our life. So over time, the different things that we're doing, it just becomes habits. Looking down on computers, the jobs that we do, the activities, it all becomes the habits. And over time, we start to collapse. So it isn't just something that happens instantly, it's gradual. And this is where you may be feeling the tightness, feeling the stiffness, and then eventually it comes to that full pain, which feels like it comes from nowhere, but it's been happening over time. So we need to be addressing the full body, looking at where we are collapsing where those restrictions are in order to get out of pain, rather than just focusing on where the pain is showing up. Thinking, so I know that I need to create space in the body, but how do I actually do this? And that's what I'm going to share in my next video. I'm going to share with you a fascia decompression routine so that you can release that compression, release the restrictions, start breathing from the diaphragm again, creating all that oxygen, that blood flow into the body so that the organs have the space that it needs, which will then reduce that tightness, reduce the stiffness, and ease that pain that you're experiencing. And all you'll need for that next video is a tightly rolled up towel to help you release it. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.